Gas with kicker. Kicked Slinvoda coming in. With that on the stack, copy our Talarian Kraken.
Today on Commander Replay, we check out Volrath Helms Deep, a deck full of helms and sea creatures. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's two great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below.
Welcome back everyone, playing some Volrath the Shapestealer today. And today's deck comes to us from Patreon supporter Sean, and he calls it Helms Deep. It's going to feature a lot of sea creatures and a lot of helms. Anyway, taking a look at this opener, I think we're going to keep this because Sean doesn't like to run as much ramp as I do, and we actually have a pretty good ramp piece in Thran Dynamo. We are a land short of casting it, but hopefully we catch that fourth land at some point. What's this thing even do? Hits an opponent, draws a card if it's blue. Hits an opponent, discards a card if it's black. Cool. That's some card draw right there, is what that is. We'll want to be very careful when we put that down and make sure we connect at least once with it. Sweet looking land over there. Haven't seen that one yet. That's on Flintlock's board. Opponent's going to crack in Evolving Wilds. Brings back to our turn. There's that fourth land we need. Let's go ahead. Tapped unless you control a forest. I think we can just drop it down now. Yeah, just drop that down. Hand's a little slow, but what can you do? Ogre Headhelm coming into play. Interesting card in the Koll deck. There's a Moonsilver key. So when it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. I don't know that the discarding your hand part's entirely necessary, but it's also got Reconfigure, and equipped creature gets +2/+2. It's a nice little option to have if your hand's real thin late in the game. Interesting in the Koll deck because you can get it back also, which is pretty cool. But with that brings back to our turn. There's a Castle Mantras. Nothing to do here on 2. Might as well just drop this in. Tap this thing out. As it looks right now, our first play is probably not going to be until turn 4, and is that Thran Dynamo. What is our commander? Our commander's 5, right? Yep, commander's 5. Koll coming into play. Yeah, 2-mana commanders. Really good. They come down very early. 2/2 going over to 7 Deadly Sins. In the middle, we've got 7 Deadly Sins piloting Drana the Last Blood Chief. When it attacks, defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. Return it to the battlefield with the +1/+1 counter, and it's a vampire. Yeah, that's a really good effect. That is a really good piece of reanimation. Also on a 4/4 flying body, aggressively costed for what it does. Does a lot of nice things. Lots of things to like about Drana. Opponent's going to crack that Moonsilver key. Card that I still need to run more than I do. What'd they get? They got a Soul Ring with it. Yeah, here comes the Soul Ring. That's going to speed them up a bit. We'll catch up eventually when the Thran Dynamo comes down, but there's a lot that can happen in the 2 or so turns between now and then, which is not amazing. There's a Mind Stone for opponent. No, their land. This one enters tapped all the time, so I might as well play it. It's a Littjara, Mirror Lake. Allows you to make a copy of a creature. Pretty cool little utility land. We'll play that, and we'll pass. There's an Heirloom Blade. Super cool card. Has never really caught on in Commander relative to its effect. So the first thing is, it's a very aggressively costed +3/+1 for a total cost of 4, which overall is pretty good in the scheme of equipments, even better when you consider the low price point of the card. But the other ability where the equipped creature dies and you reveal cards from your library until you reveal a creature card that shares a type, that's a really cool effect that you can do some silly stuff with. I had that, the small Avacyn deck built with that, where I would only run 3 angels. It was like Bruna, Rhea, and Karmic Guide. So if Avacyn died, with Heirloom Blade on her, you would immediately find one of those 3 angels and bring her right back, and, then have 2 creatures in play. There's a Ravenous Chupacabra. Gonna shoot the Koll. Yeah, not interested in the shenanigans. There's an Oketra the True coming in, and that is Jeff's commander today. Oketra, pretty good magic card. Double strike and indestructible. It definitely likes carrying equipment. Throwing a Luxodon Warhammer on there is a really good place to be. And it's just hard to get rid of. Anyway, it brings back to our turn. There's a Talarian Kraken. When you draw a card, you may pay 1. When you do, you may tap or untap target creature. Interesting. Let's play the Underground Sea, get the Thran Dynamo. I told opponents this is going to be a low-power game, so I'd actually feel pretty bad if we just powered into the Coma. Next turn, we'll see how the next turn cycle goes. Coma is, like, absurdly busted. Maybe we'll wait for a minute, try this thing first, maybe get our commander or something. On the other hand, let's just take a peek at this deck. So we see a lot of sea creatures up here. We see a Cauldron Complete, in case we need to get a bunch of keywords and try to Voltron someone down. Yeah, we have a lot of the good sea creatures right here. I don't know, trying to figure it out. We are going to take this Ogre Headhelm hit, though, for 5. Like I said, puts a lot of power on your creature. We'll see how nasty opponents' turns get here. I might wait a cycle on the Coma. Staff of Nin is a funny card. I would like to run this card more than I do. Could probably find a... Ooh, could put it in Tap Creature Tribal, is where I could put it. Maybe not the easiest to cast, because it has no colored mana symbols, and that's kind of annoying, but, you know, there's a lot of ways to untap stuff in the deck, so, like, if you can get to 2 damage is usually going to kill some stuff on the board, right? Like, on this current board, this commander and this creature both die to 2 damage. Here's one to think about. I know I have one in a box, too, that I'm not using, so maybe we're going to try that out. It is incredibly difficult to find things that do 2 damage to a target when you tap them in this game. The best one I found is a Grixis one, but it has a lot of double colored mana costs on it. Forget the name of it exactly. There's a Toma Legends. Yeah, that's a great piece of card draw for Oketra. And they got a token off something, I didn't see what. There's a Slin Voda, is a fun card. Play a Swamp? Yeah, just play the Swamp, I guess. How much mana do we have? That's 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 mana. Oh, you know what's really interesting? If we put a minus counter on Oketra, Volrath can become indestructible. That's cool. That is cool. I like that. So let's pass like that. We'll put a counter on the Oketra. And unfortunately now we have to hold up priority for everything that happens. That's a Brunner Battlehammer. Yeah, that's a real Magic card. One of my Patreons has been playing it in paper, and there was a night where he just schooled us in like 4 or 5 back-to-back games. It was brutal. This is a brutal commander. This thing's now a 7-3. Yep. 7-3 over to 7 deadly. Yep. Curious to see if he blocks that. He could block and shoot, which we might see here. He blocks. And then he shoots. Yeah. That will trigger the Heirloom Blade and the Koll, so it will come back. They do get some value with Heirloom Blade. That seems pretty good. Doesn't really seem like he's losing all that much over there. He might even be gaining value from that. What do you reveal? Many, many cards to find. I don't know if he found a card. He has 7 cards in hand. I have no idea what he found. Opponent gets to draw an extra card. Yep. Here comes Drana. Yep. Also, they moved the equipment over to Brunner. Brunner is a 10-4 now. Yep. That's pretty good. Man, maybe that's worth running in Brunner, just because if Brunner dies, you get a creature back into your hand. And the way you build Brunner, you don't run that many creatures, so if there's like 1 or 2 dwarves or warriors in the deck, I imagine there's got to be like a dwarf artificer or something. Rayav, maybe. What's Arden? I don't know what Arden's creature types are. That are like a nice follow-up in case Brunner goes down. That's a thing to think about. Opponent's going to draw a card, sure. Has to be a creature card in your graveyard, right? Choose a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. It's interesting. Soul Ring. What we can do this turn is put Helm of the Gas Lord on our commander. Oh no, if we change the color... Except it's a 7-5 and has this ability. I was thinking we could give it flying with that to get it through, but then we would lose the color blue, and then we wouldn't be able to draw the card. Unfortunate. Harbor Serpent. Play a forest. That being the case, I think we just slam this Coma. Actually. Oh, we don't have a second green source to activate Castle Garenbrig. Okay, that's a thing. Cast Coma. He's got an indestructible blocker. That's a 10-4. Put a counter on Brunner. Oh, we should put one on Coma, too. Wow, that seems nasty. 2 Comas? Or like, because we can sacrifice the things to also protect Volrath. Seems good. We'll attack into 7 deadly. I don't think they'll block this, but in case they do, we can become indestructible. I guess we could also become indestructible and add the double strike. That just seems mean, though. I did tell opponents, chill. Running a Coma out there isn't super chill, and then also blasting someone for 14 on turn 6 commander is also decidedly not that chill. So, Thran Dynamo has sped us up and also running into probably the most powerful card in this deck. There's also an AC in here, which is also immensely powerful, but for different reasons. Next turn, we can theoretically sacrifice some Serpents to tap things down if we need to. There's an Impetuous Devils. Interesting card. Oh, wow. If you equip that, you just get it back and do it again? Seems like a good place to be. I think we're about to get pounded here. It's an 11-2. Wonder if it comes our way. It might. It might. Coma is a problem. Yep. Here it comes. Here it comes. Blocks if able. Okay, so what we do is make Coma indestructible, just to soak up some damage and not lose our Coma. We block. I guess that's how you keep our serpent count in check. Down to 30. Koll and Heirloom Blade trigger. Selfless Spirit, I think, is going to hand. Actually, no. Those things were devils, right? Yeah, I have no idea what he's getting with, I mean, is he failing to find? 1 damage to our face. Yep. Coma has made us the arch enemy. Lovely. Yeah, I don't think he's found anything with the Heirloom Blade. Gotta get the creature types matched up in your deck. Upkeep triggers. 4/4 coming our way. Not ideal. That's gonna be a Chupacabra. Gonna shoot the Coma. I mean, I guess they're gonna keep wearing down our serpents here. Ooh, then they're gonna go for the Throat It. We don't have anything for that. I think we're okay to let this go. I mean, not that we can do a lot about it anyway, but because I think this makes us no longer the arch enemy, which I'd appreciate. We do need to figure out a way past the Ravenous Chupacabra now, though. Actually, I have an idea. There's a shot for 4. Flying blocking, not something I'm going to be well suited to here. I mean, we get this Tidal Kraken because we can tap stuff down, which I like. There's an Erebos for opponent. Yep, they draw a card. This is a creature? Devotion is 5. Wow. Okay. Makes it much harder to get in over there. Unstable Obelisk. Secret Rendezvous. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. Hey, we get to draw 3 cards. Love it. Land and Signet is helpful. Land puts us on 10, which would be exactly enough to go Slinvo to this thing, except then we'd be tapped out, which I don't think I love. Opponent's going to make a 1/1. Ooh, you know what we can also do? We can put a counter on Erebos and copy Erebos if we need more card draw. That's not a bad place to be. Our life total is bleeding, though, and we can't gain life with Erebos in play. This one forces a creature to attack. Doesn't say where. It's not goad, but... what's this one do? Unless you have 2 or more opponents. Okay, this one comes in untapped. We'll play that one. I think we get the Signet, get the Talarian Kraken. Oh, actually, I think we can afford the Castle Garenbrig now. There's 6 green mana. I don't actually know that helps any, since we can only use some of it on the creature. Let's get this thing into play. Oh, I should have left more black mana untapped. Whoops. Ooh. So with this thing, we can tap down a lot of stuff. Put a minus counter on Erebos. So we can copy Erebos, then pay to draw, and then pay to tap. Seems pretty good. We'll hang out. Yeah, we'll just hang back for now. We can theoretically have an indestructible blocker, which seems good. Opponent plays a Leonin Chikari and follows it up with a Champion of the Flame. They have a lot of creatures, only 1 equipment. Seems that they've drawn the incorrect half of their deck. Probably due for another equipment. Did forget to equip the Heirloom Blade. I guess they could do it at instant speed. Oh yeah, that's cool, right? Wonder if they try to cheese someone with that. Could do it as a block, which would also be pretty funny. Oh, that's interesting. So if you have a Leonin Chikari out and multiple equipment, you can like equip 1 during each turn, which is pretty cool. I had never thought about that interaction. I always want to run Leonin Chikari, but it's just like an easy one to not add to the deck because there's so many good cards now. Yeah, so opponent tries to shoot the Champion of the Flame, but then at instant speed they move the Heirloom Blade, and that pumps up the Champion, so it's not going to die now. Cute trick. Cute trick. Nice. Opponent draws the Staff. That's a Noxious Gearhulk. Let's see where this goes. Goes after the Brunor. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Brunor is very strong. Opponent's going to move the equipment to... They'll get a creature that matches. Oh, also it'll just go right back to their hand. Also that. Wow. Wow, that's a really cool set of effects opponent has going on over there. It triggers the Heirloom Blade, triggers the Koll. Whip of Erebos. Ew. 4/4 coming our way. 3/3 over there. They have no creatures in their graveyard. It's good. So the question is, if we copy Erebos, we'll use that to copy Erebos, we'll use that to draw a card, and then we could theoretically use... I mean, I guess we'd hold off on that. Okay, yeah, we just hold off on that. Choosing Erebos. Copy Erebos. Oh, actually, we could have copied this thing and just... Oh, right, Erebos is 2, Erebos is not greed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I probably should have just copied their... Yeah, I think we just... No, there's no counter on their commander. Okay. Right. So we're going to take a hit for 4, but we're going to deny their life gain. I would love to draw here, but Oketra is the type of commander that works really well with a lot of board wipes. So, and we haven't seen any yet. So, like, if he has one, this is the type of board that you would probably drop a board wipe onto. Opponent's starting to get some stuff going over here. Wait, how long does it stay like that? Oh, it just stays like that. Well, that's cool. No, Dismantling Wave. Oh, Arthran Dynamo. Nothing for that. At least it's getting rid of the whip, and it's getting rid of the only equipment over there, so Flintlock, not going to be thrilled about that, I'm sure. Target creature can't be blocked. Got an unblockable Oketra. This might just be to refill the Toma Legends. Gonna send Oketra over to the Koll opponent. That's fine. They've got plenty of life. Toma Legends. Trigger. Say non-legendary? Non-legendary. Can't bring back a Coma. Makes me sad. They're going to draw with Toma Legends. It's a good time for us to draw. Finally tap out. Flintlock says he's mana screwed. Yeah, he's 4 lands on turn 8. That's pretty brutal. Opponent draws with the Tome. Oh, it goes back it goes back to normal at the beginning of our turn. Okay. We draw a card. We can pay 1 to tap a thing. Ooh, Helm of Cauldron. Crap. Brunor's gone. Gonna use Bruno to free equip all this stuff. Okay. Let's pay 1 and we'll tap down the Erebos. Easy ability. You know what? We probably just need to Slin Voda. Except then they recast all this and 2 of these are kill spells. Which is not like super ideal. We actually don't have enough to kick Slin Voda anymore. That's disappointing. So that's not an option. We could play this one, drop a land. No, I don't think we're gonna have. Oh, this gives trample. Yeah, maybe first strike and trample. Yeah, that seems like a place we want to be. Play the island. Play the helm. Oh, we could get the Slin Voda with Castle Garenbrig. Well, we need to survive this turn then. Let's equip this. I'm gonna send an attack into 7 deadly, and if they don't block, I might just take them down because it's getting a little late. Our life's getting a little low, and they keep poking us, and just they have good effects overall. Who might we need to copy? Oh, we have Koll now. Another. Copying Koll doesn't help if it itself is equipped. Let's go for Drana, I guess then. Maybe this time, maybe we just got to make the play. So we copy Drana. So now we have first strike, haste, and trample. Wait, and flying. Pretty good set of keywords. Then we attack into 7 deadly. We get that effect, but no targets. Then we use this ability to copy the Oketra. Turns out double strike's pretty good when your commander has 7 power. Down they go. We're pretty open. We are pretty open. See what opponents have. The mana on Helm of Cauldron wasn't really entirely necessary. Probably could have been spent getting this thing into play. Although 7 Deadly had a lot of cool creatures with minus counters on them, so we had a lot of cool copy options. Now it's basically just this Oketra. Ooh, opponent's got a Gorgon Flail. That's interesting. We also lost flying when... yeah, here's a 4/4 coming our way. Got Death Touch and Trample. Don't really want to throw our thing in front of that. Yeah, there's a chance opponents could overpower us. If Jeff hits like a nice Anthem of some sort, could be looking at a lot of damage. Or, I mean, even like a big equipment. Luxodon Warhammer would be kind of scary. Something big with Trample. All not great. Down to 15. Mask of Memory. I'm jealous. Can't be blocked is the thing. Mask. All the card draw in a second. Yeah, we are going to have to Slin Voda because opponents can just keep chipping away our life and we just don't have the blockers to really stop any of this stuff. I don't know that I've ever cast Slin Voda, maybe once or twice. I played Sea Creatures enough times that Slin Voda has probably come up by now. I know I've looked at it in my hand a bunch, but it is a lot of mana to be able to do it. Here comes the Oketra. Toma Legends. No blocks. Its opponent has a Teferi's. Slin Voda could be really bad because we're going to be tapped out, and yeah, we could lose to that. It's a thing we could lose to. There's the 2 mask triggers. They're down to 11. Yeah, we're going to have to bounce everything. Ooh, funny story. Volrath will get bounced. We might just have to live with that. Get busy with our sea creatures. Because we won't be able to put a thing... I mean, I guess... Wedding announcement. We could do it after combat. So, like, we'd put a counter on our Kraken and then copy our Kraken and then do it. Yeah, that makes sense. Jeff's got some stuff. There's a wedding announcement. Saw that in the game that I filmed earlier today. It's fine. There was a lot of hype about it when it first came out, and it's since died down. I really haven't seen it all that much. Opponent's going to cast a Brave the Elements. Well, that's interesting. Why are we doing that? Very confused. Trying to give themselves protection from blue. Well, they should have waited on that because... Don't use that. We're going to Castle Garenbrig. Oh, wait, no, we're supposed to do this in the second main, right? Right. Cancel all that. Play the Swamp. Go to combat. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we should... we need to copy this thing. Flintlock can't really block super well. If we have more mana... Well, the Drana Dynamo going down, we can't really do it. But if we have more mana, we could copy this first and then do the thing. But Slin Voda is going to eat up all the mana. Okay, now activate the Castle Garenbrig. There's a bunch of mana. Cast with Kicker. Kicked Slin Voda coming in. With that on the stack, copy our Tolarian Kraken. This almost effectively takes Flintlock out of the game just because they've missed so many land drops. Like, their ability to cast stuff is just so slow, where Jeff could theoretically rebuild. I mean, Jeff could just, like, drop a board wipe, and that would clean us up pretty good. And now that like we're the only one with creatures, it makes sense to do that. Flintlock finds another land finally. There's Impetuous Devils. Oh god, it's got Trample and Death Touch. No. And we have to block. This is gonna hurt. Wasn't counting on that. Man, this is gonna be most of our life. The Death Touch makes it terrible. Like Slin Boda would be a decent, would actually stop all the damage if there was no Death Touch. But which one they want to kill? They're going for the Slin Boda. Yeah, that is all rough. Although this will go to the graveyard, so that's good. They can't do it again next turn. We're down to 5. Slin Boda goes down. Impetuous Devils go down. Yeah, getting down there. I hope opponent recasts the Oketra, because Double Strike would allow us to eliminate Flintlock. That's an Hour of Revelation. That will completely reset the game. Back to the command zone. I mean, if Flintlock has more haste stuff, that is a giant problem for us. Felidar Retreat, oh god. They start making tokens with that, it's going to be tough to block. There's one. Angel of Invention is a flyer. That's a really big problem. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, you know what we can do, though? We can copy the Angel of Invention, which is probably what we're going to have to do. Opponent still has a rogue. Ooh, that's an issue. Rogue's Passage is an issue. So next turn they can play a land, give this Vigilance, pump it up, give it 5 power, and then we can't block and we can't gain life between now and then. Ew. Bantu's Monument, you say. However, if we can get Bantu's Monument first, I don't know if we're going to have enough mana to do all this, but if we can get Bantu's Monument first, 5, 6, 7, we'd have exactly enough for our commander. The problem then is that if they send 2, I think that's what the line has to be. Cast Bantu's Monument, recast our commander. Boy, would I love to play that Breeding Pool untapped. Play it tapped. That's the risk right there. So, like, if Flintlock has more haste, we're in trouble. Put a minus counter on the Angel. Try to keep it off of our life total. Oh, that's a Perforos. Perforos isn't good. Don't cast a creature? Crap. Now they have enough damage. As long as Jeff has a land, they have enough damage. If he doesn't have a land, then we're in good shape, but he has 4 cards. I feel like he probably has a land. Down to 4. That being the case, the tapped or untapped land bit isn't going to matter if he finds that land. Hasn't played it yet. Oh, he's got a Field of Ruin. Crap. Yep, here it comes. Wait, unless he taps the Field of Ruin. No, he uses it to recast Oketra. He could use the Field of Ruin to trigger landfall to put another plus counter on this, giving him lethal on us. Oh, wait. He can still do a thing. Oh, no, he can still kill us. I think he probably sees it. No, he doesn't. So he's going to play a Solemn Simulacrum. What he could have also done is he could attack with... Crap, that's the landfall. Now he can kill us. Okay. He had it all worked out. What he could do... He had a lot of options there, actually. So he could make this unblockable and attack with both. That would kill us. The Solemn play works. He gets the land he needs. The Perforos. I was just hoping for, like, no direct damage. And, of course, Perforos shows up. No direct damage, no haste. And, yep, it's gonna matter. Yep, pumps the team up. Yeah, here it comes. Almost clawed our way out of it. Oh, actually, you know what? If we had played the land untapped. Now, if we played the land untapped, they'd probably play differently, right? There's also that. But if we had played the land untapped, then we could copy the Angel right here and then get the lifelink damage. Honestly, our biggest problem was the Thran Dynamo going down. We just needed that mana, right? Like, we have a handful of 7-drops, so you need that ramp. I think Jeff's going to have a pretty easy time cleaning this up, though, just because Flintlock doesn't have a lot of mana, although Perforos does things. So if they can, like, set up a combo with Perforos somehow, it'd have to be an infinite, probably. But, I mean, I guess they have a couple turns to do it. Based on the damage I see, what's that? That's 12, 17, 22. No, they have enough damage. They have, well, with blockers, they might be able to do a little more, but he needs to do a lot with not that much mana. If he had, like, a Mana Geyser and a lot of, like, red and colorless cards, he could probably get some stuff done. Stonehaven Outfitter. Yep, combo card with that deck. Perforos Trigger. Rayav. So at this point, they just have a lot of blockers and Perforos damage, but the things he needs... A board wipe would be good. It doesn't kill Oketra, and he's getting to the late game where You just make tokens with Oketra. It's gonna be tough. He needs a lot of mana and he needs a lot of removal. Otherwise, you know, he can keep throwing creatures in front, but what is that, 6 lands on turn 12? Yeah, that's just not where you want to be. Not where you want to be. That's an oblation to get rid of the Perforos. Honestly, they could probably scoop it now, right? Like, any hope that they had was probably going to be hinged off that Perforos and doing some sort of infinite shenanigans and just burning them down all the way. Rogue's Passage, unblockable on Oketra. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage. Send them all. Blocks with 2. Goes to 8 and 16 Commander. They need to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Otherwise known as Magic. Mentor of the Meek. Fighter class would be so good if it were earlier in the game. If it was like turn 4, that fighter class would be glorious, because then you go get Sword of the Animist, Hearth and Home, Dousing Dagger, whatever you're feeling. Get all that extra mana. There's a lot of situations now where I'll take Dousing Dagger, especially if I know I can get it flipped over, because, I mean, 2 turns of the Lost Veil, it takes you a lot of combats to catch that mana production with Sword of the Animist. And I love Sword of the Animist, but Lost Veil gives you crazy amounts of mana. Now, it is a big target for, like, strip mines and stuff. But, yeah. When you flip one of those early, you're just like, oh, I have all the mana I need to do everything. Like, unlike this game where we were kind of behind. Like, I wanted to get that Journey of Discovery in at some point. Is that what it's called? The black-green one there that brings stuff back. I can't remember the name of it. And I just wasn't able to get it because we never had the excess mana to do it. So basically you're talking about a Lost Veil's worth of mana right there. If we had a Lost Veil early in this game that we connected with, right, then we'd probably get that thing in, right? And then when, like if Slyn Voda gets blown up, we can just bring it back, or we can bring back Coma and do all that stuff. And then, you know, we're probably still in the game. Probably still in the game. Opponent gets a Grafted War Gear, goes on the attack with Rayav, does a little damage, but that's going to be it right here, I think. Marshall's Anthem. I think we're hamming it now. I don't know that we necessarily needed that. Is that just for the Anthem? Sends them all. And down he goes. Dies to the commander damage first. So Jeff takes it down with his Oketra deck. We almost clawed out of it at the end there, and I would have been really excited if we did. We could debate whether the land should have been untapped or tapped, but he had a lot of avenues to kill us, so whatever we do, he can probably just cover that off and do the opposite. So that's kind of a thing. Honestly, probably a little more ramp. Actually, probably a lot more ramp. Like, we hit Thran Dynamo, but if we didn't, we just wouldn't have the mana we need to cast all this big stuff up here at the top. So yeah, with a deck like this, you can never produce enough mana. So I would just add all of the ramp, particularly things that make multiple mana, like a Gilded Lotus wouldn't be out of the question. Some of the like Sky Shroud Claim type stuff wouldn't be terrible. You just need a lot of mana to cast all these things. But other than that, we got to do some cool stuff with the clone effect. We one-shotted 7 Deadly Sins, which I'm sure he was not thrilled about, but I don't get to play this commander all that often, so had to take the line when I saw it. But there's some other interesting plays in the game too, with like the Impetuous Devils blowing up our stuff with Death Touch, and that was kind of interesting, and a few other little moments in there that were pretty cool. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have one new Patreon supporter in Dr. Frogman. Dr. Frogman, you are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some good games of Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon, link below.